Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Mosaic Souls. Hey, Mosaic Souls, this is Rachael Alexander, artist and Mosaic Soul mentor, aka spiritual teacher with flair, here on Indigo Ray TV. And I decided impromptu to do a divine daily coaching every day in December. So I wanted to start doing some free live coaching for those of you who attend live so you can get an experience of what it feels like to have support in moving towards your personal goals, whether that is your health and wellness goals, whether that is life goals and or business goals. And so I personally am super excited to talk about what I'm going to talk about. If anyone has any questions in regards to getting coaching, feel free to definitely post in the chat and let me know. And we can sort of go hand in hand. I'm still kind of getting used to this technology. So I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to switch to Zoom or actually use my my webinar platform for this daily coaching. But the whole purpose of this daily video is really to give you support you in making 2020, ending 2020 with a bang, basically, right? So many of us, we've probably had what they say, like 98% of the people who set goals at the beginning of the year never end up reaching them. And so you can do a lot in 30 days. You can do a lot in 10 days. And so what the whole purpose of this is to help you kind of get out of your own way. That is what a coach does. A coach helps you to really reach the transformation that you're looking to reach in your life, health and wellness and business. So I'm going to just chat about the topic of today. And today's topic is really just about the power of transformation. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because so many of us want to transform our lives, but we don't know the components of what transformation is. Feel free to say hi in the chat if you're live. We don't know what transformation is. We don't know how to bring it about in our lives. And if we do make habit changes, we wonder why we keep falling back into old habit patterns or certain things keep coming up. And so this has multi layers. In the regular coaching space, they look at it from just sort of the mental, physical, and emotional level, but there's also a spiritual level. I won't dive too deep into that topic today. I just kind of want to give the components of what transformation is. So let's talk about the power of transformation and why you might even want to consider understanding what it is and how to invoke it in your own life, right? So transformation is really what I like to call integrating the highest version of yourself in human form into your human experience. So, whether that is you're trying to lose 30 pounds, whether that is you're trying to get out of burnout, whether that is you're trying to discover what your passions are because you've lost touch with what you love to do, whether that is starting a new business venture or getting your first or next client, whatever that is, right? A lot of times we don't know how to actually take the steps we know what steps we need to take, right? Most of the time we have sort of a roadmap or a particular strategy that we're aware of, but many of us don't know how to actually go about bringing about what we desire in our lives, right? And so that is what transformation is. Transformation to me is bringing the highest version of yourself, and not necessarily the highest version of yourself in the sense of higher is better, but since it's more an aligned version of yourself, if you understand sort of the idea of parallel realities or just alternate versions of yourself, bringing that experience down into your day-to-day life, right? And so let's talk about what the components of transformation are. And after I talk about the components of transformation, if you are on live with me, feel free to let me know. And we can dive into just sort of talking about what transformation looks like for you in the month of December and getting you closer to your own personal goals. Feel free to say hi if you are live. Okay, so what are the components of transformation? Okay, so transformation, as I already stated, is integrating the highest version of yourself into your human experience, right? So components of on a human level, you have habit patterns, right? So if you've ever heard the saying, you are the sum total of your habits, right? So on a human level, your habits sort of shape your life, right? What you do day to day, whether you get up and you brush your teeth and then you exercise, or whether you have breakfast or coffee and that sets the tone of your day, or whether you kiss your loved one, or, tell your significant other, I love you. Whatever it is, whatever your habit patterns, they shape and form your life, right? So that on a human level, that's one major component, right? And then another aspect of transformation are your ideas and your intentions, right? So we all have constant ideas, constant mind chatter going on day to day, and we all have intentions, like what we want our lives to look like, what we desire for our lives to blossom into, right? And little do we know that our ideas and our intentions really can't take shape and ground without this sort of third pillar of transformation, which is self-belief or self-knowing. And I like to talk about this on this level because self-belief and self-knowing is really sort of addressing not only the mindset shifts, but also the emotional shifts that have to take place in order for transformation to not only ground down into your human experience and for you to experience this new this new version of yourself, right? This you 2.0, you 3.0, you 4.0, whatever, right? This other version of yourself is self-belief and self-knowing, right? And so getting to that place of knowing so deeply that you're locked into this new version of yourself, that this new version of yourself is just who you are, right? There's certain things that you would never do if you left your house, right? You would never, if you were going on a date or something like that, or going to meet up with a friend that you haven't seen in years, you would not leave the house without brushing your teeth, right? Like, or like bathing or something. There's certain things that you just don't do, right? And so grounding down this new version of yourself, or this highest version of yourself, in the form of transformation is about having self-belief and really self-knowing, and knowing and embodying this different aspects of you. And the way that we embody these new aspects of ourselves is really to uncover and sort of peel back the layers, peel back the blocks that are preventing us from getting there, right? So if you know what you want to do, what's your next step or your next level, or this new version of you that you want to experience, either in December or 2021, whatever it is, ending 2020 with a bang, right? You kind of have an idea of what he or she looks like, right? But what is usually preventing you from taking action, or even moving closer towards your intention, towards your desire, ideas, and intentions that you have for your life, right? So we talked about habits, we talked about ideas and intentions, and we talked about self-belief and knowing. And then the last piece is, well, really there's a fifth phantom piece, which I'll briefly mention, but the fourth piece is action and feedback, right? So a lot of times, people talk about failure, don't let failure get you down and all that stuff. I have a very different view on failure. I don't really believe in the word failure. Failure is something that us humans, we like to use as sort of like a punishment. I don't know why we like to like self-judge ourselves or put ourselves down in whatever way, or put other people down. But I don't believe in failure. I believe in feedback, right? So actions and feedback. So you take action, hopefully it's inspired action towards your ideas or intentions, and you receive feedback, right? And so this feedback loop gives you even more clarity. Either it helps you move towards what you desire. Oh, I took this action and I actually got what I wanted. Or if you're here, feel free to say hi. I took this action step and I got what I wanted. Or I took this action step and it didn't yield the results that I was looking for. What does that mean? What is this result or this outcome telling me about, whatever it is that I'm looking forward to creating, right? It's not, well, maybe I need to change my dreams, or maybe whatever it is. But it's not usually that. It's usually like, oh, maybe I was having too harsh of an opinion, or maybe I wanted it too quickly, or maybe I need to just shift my energy to to align more with what I desire, right? So it can show up in those sort of 4 ways, the 4 pillars of transformation. And then the fifth one, which a lot of people don't talk about, is sort of the spiritual aspect of transformation, right? So having sort of the psychological, having your mindset on board with what you want is very key. Having your emotions, right, your heart space in alignment with what you desire is also very key. But the third piece is sort of being in alignment with the truth of who you are, right? Being in alignment with your soul. Is what you desire coming from your soul's perspective, right? Do you have a desire that is coming from your heart? If you don't know what I'm talking about, definitely check out my video on my channel where I talk about soul versus ego desire. So is your heart and your soul in alignment with your mind? And once all those 3 are in alignment, then taking action and getting feedback is easy, because you're not incongruent with yourself. You're incongruent with all aspects of yourself. Your mind, your body, your spirit, your emotions are all on board with who you desire to be. And you then begin to embody who you desire to be, such that what you desire starts to more effortlessly flow into your life, if that makes sense. So from a spiritual perspective, you can talk about, communicating with your ancestors, making sure you're healing past karma or trauma or past wounds and stuff like that from other lifetimes. I'm not going to dive into that because I'm like the queen of simplicity. So I usually like to keep it like here in the 3D reality of what we're experiencing in this lifetime. But those can also be other aspects that can play out into your reality as well. But yeah, so those are really the 5 pillars of transformation. And let me just quickly recap. That is habits, ideas and intentions, self-belief and self-knowing, and action and feedback, right? Action, taking inspired action and receiving feedback. And then also sort of readjusting. And then the 5th one is spiritual. And really spiritual is first. It's like, are your ideas and intentions with your heart, with your soul? Is it coming from a place of your soul's intentions versus being something that isn't from your higher self? Is it sort of an egoic or conditioned desire? Is, maybe the desire or thought to be desire might be, oh, I want to go to college, or I want to get a job as this or whatever, or I want to be in a relationship with that person. But if you look at your life, maybe that desire is really coming from conditioning, because your mother and father told you, that they wouldn't love you in a not so roundabout way if you didn't, follow in your father's footsteps, or if you didn't marry this person or be in a relationship with this person, or if you didn't do X, Y, Z. And so we have sort of outside conditioning that's actually conditioning what we think are our desires. And so it's not really coming from our soul, but coming from our conditioning. You see what I'm saying? So that's really like the 5th pillar of, the spiritual aspect of it, making sure that your desires are coming from an aligned place and coming from your soul and higher self, right? So if you're here live, feel free to say hi, and I would love to do some coaching with you. I'm going to figure out how to get you guys on phone or something, or even video. Like I said in the beginning of this, I'm a little new to this technology, so I'm trying to figure out how to get you guys on live so we can start doing some live daily coaching, and we can start busting through some of those blocks in your life so that you can end 2020 with a bang and move into 2021 with more clarity, with more confidence, and with feeling more in alignment with who you truly are and who you really want to be in whatever area of your life you are feeling stuck. So if you do not have anything to say, if no one wants to say hi, or no one feels brave enough to step on and talk or chat with me, that is totally fine, because I did sort of spring this out of nowhere. It was sort of a divine inspiration. I'm like, oh, I can do divine daily coaching for December. So I will chat with you guys tomorrow, same time at 6:30 p.m. and hopefully some brave souls. I didn't even get a chance to send this out to my email list. So hopefully a brave soul or 2 will be able to hop on with me for a 10 to 15 minute daily coaching session, free session. really invaluable. So you can get a feel for what it feels like to actually work with a coach towards your life goals, right? Towards reaching your health and life goals. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will chat with you guys tomorrow. Peace, love, and light.